What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Conversation Lab, your favorite show about our favorite games. We're talking Star Wars Unlimited today. It's just me and Jay, just hanging out.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Yeah, we know it's going to be great because it's you and me.
Always.
It's you and me. Yeah. I would love to see Mike and Jim try to release a podcast by themselves without us.
Oh, it'd be terrible.
It'd be awful. Yeah.
It'd be boring. It'd be the ugliest podcast we've had. That's for sure.
Yep. 100%. All right, so let's dive in. What's your SWU life looking like these days?
Yeah, I was just getting back into the swing of playing some Star Wars Unlimited, and then I haven't really said much, but I haven't done a ton of content in the last week and a half because I had to go out of town for bereavement and all this kind of stuff. So right when I was getting back in the swing of things, I was gone for a week and a half. But I am back into it. Before I left, I went to a locals. We played some Premiere, and we also did a 3-person round robin draft, which was really interesting because just because you get to circle cards way more often, wheel cards way more often, so that was kind of an interesting take. It was fun though. I'm having a blast.
Okay. Yeah, 3-person draft sounds super weird, but to each his own, I guess.
If the three of you can figure out what the other person's playing, then you pretty much can just wheel and take whatever cards you want.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, I was supposed to go to locals this week and play in a tournament, and then my son got sick, so I had to stay home and be full dad mode. So dang. I haven't really played much. I did my normal Thursday lunch with all my coworkers as for the last couple of weeks. Did some Twin Suns.
Nice.
Yeah, played a little bit of Jabba, which I hadn't done yet. So
yeah, I was really jealous because my local did a 5-player Twin Suns game last week when I was out of town, so I didn't get to play in the Twin Suns week. And I've been dying to get them to play Twin Suns there for so long, and they finally did it when I was gone.
Yeah, 5 players, man. That's pretty wild.
They said it was fun. So
yeah, my recent one, I still have my my hero Boba Fennec Shan Twin Suns deck from Gen Con when we played against Xander and his brother.
Nice.
And have been really enjoying it. It's got a blue base, and there's just so many keywords you can slot into a deck like that. Yep. And ultimately won by playing Choose Sides, that 7-cost green event where you can switch units with somebody.
Yeah.
So the guy whose base was almost done played a Chewbacca unit and was Sentinel and just it's over. And I just gave him a crafty smuggler, and I took the Chewbacca.
That's awesome.
Protecting my own damage and also just being able to do the last. It still was within a 3 or 4 damage at the end of it, but yeah, I just love Twin Suns. I enjoy it so much.
I do think it's a great format. I do. Yeah. I do think there's this weird space of being able to create casual environments for players that aren't hyper competitive, and then also being able to cater to the hyper competitive. And I think Twin Suns fits it really well. So we'll see if it takes off.
Yep. Play some Twin Suns, people. Yeah. So besides that, we got locals happening all around. We got store showdowns.
Starting very soon, towards the end of I know a local is doing one towards the end of the month in a week or two. So,
well, all right, let's talk about that because, obviously we love the game and sometimes offer some constructive criticism. It's their journalistic integrity. I feel like the communication about store showdowns for set 2 was
terrible,
pretty bad.
Yeah, it's they got to be they're building up hype for set 3 really well, but they're not building up hype for their organized play at all. Give us some they posted one article about the prizes that we're going to get, and they were super lackluster, and they haven't said anything else about store showdowns or planetary qualifiers. Yep. I have a planetary qualifier in a month, 30 days out, middle of October, and store showdowns between now and then, and I'm hearing nothing about that. Like,
Yep. And they do have the Planetary Qualifier live stream this week where they're going to open the kit, and I assume there's going to be some information there. Of course, there was never any official communication about the PQs because that little Excel sheet went live and all the stores opened up registration and they filled up within hours or a day or two. So that was sort of they've already adjusted. They've already said they are doing way more planetary qualifiers for the future. I forget what the number was, but it was definitely higher, which is good. So that's positive. But like I was talking to my local store, and we're thinking it literally is. It's 2 months after the release of a set. The set came out July 12th, so theoretically September 12th is the start of Store Showdown season. But there was no communication to our stores about when to do it. So we had a guy who runs a lot of OP for lots of games here, and he's scheduled his because he's like, I'm gonna lock this in, and I feel like this is a good window of time to do it, and hope that we get the kit and run with it. So then a couple other stores kind of said, okay, well, if you're doing it, we'll pop in. But our store was like, okay, we're gonna put it on the calendar, but we haven't had communication, and that just has to be better. It like if that's your casual entry into competitive play, and we're about to launch competitive play, like this Store Showdown is a really great opportunity to give people a taste of what's coming. So
yeah, totally, I agree. And then pair that with the announcement of their new software for OP.
Oh yeah, so the partnership with Melee.
What you think about that, Coach?
I think it's your turn to talk.
I've been talking. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with Melee. The only experience I have is when Lorcana used it, and it wasn't great. When I mean, I don't know if I have enough experience to really like do a full review of it, so I don't want to speak too much to it. But I do know Limitless, when we used it at Gen Con, was amazing.
Yeah. So
it feels like a missed opportunity for it to not be Limitless, but maybe they're partnered with Melee and they're going to be upgrading their software in some way for Star Wars Unlimited. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not hyped for it.
I said publicly, I was like, I really hope it's Limitless because the software is so good. You can follow. I love being able to follow tournaments in Spain, live updates, and looking at deck lists and looking at matchups and looking at all that information.
It's literally like playing, like on game day, being able to track your fantasy football team or basketball team or whatever. That's literally what it feels like on Limitless, and that would have been sick to have. So
I guess I hope Melee has that. I have not dug into it. I just have friends who play Lorcana who said at any scale, any larger tournament, well, not even larger tournament, but the software just couldn't handle it and crashed, and they had to reset. And I'm hoping they fix those bugs. I mean, the fact that this company landed Lorcana and Star Wars Unlimited and hosts some other games, I'm sure those are some pretty significant TCGs.
Mm-hmm. Is Lorcana still using it?
Mm-hmm.
So they had to have had upgrades at this point, right? You would think.
Yeah.
I mean, Lorcana has been, tournament, all kinds of stuff. And I mean, set after set. So it's they're. I mean, Lorcana is Lorcana, but like it's still popping. You know what I mean? So they have to have something in place for their software.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the news of the weekend was like the first big tournament that was run in Melee. Was in the tournament kind of explanation on there. They were counting.
Oh yeah, I did hear about
they were counting like double losses as draws for 1 point instead of 0 points, and that just changes everything for this game when you can actually get a point for tying. And it was like everyone online was like, "Wait, does that mean they're changing it, or is this a mistake?" And
launch weekend, you got to have that stuff situated. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah. So again, just hopefully there's some better communication there, and we're getting all the bugs out before PQs. Because if that happened at a PQ,
it'd be a mess.
Yeah,
it'd be a mess.
Yeah. All right. On the positive side, I want to share my screen. I'm going to show you something. All right. Let me pull this up. All right. Look, Mike's not here, but we're doing a little market update.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
we need to go ahead and do a collection update too. I ain't seen that in a hot minute.
Well, that's true. That is true. So I was looking randomly at TCG Player today, and I just happened to notice that really singles prices for set 2 have gone down in a good way. Like you look at Poe is at 25 and Crate Dragon at 20. I mean, those were
what, like $50 cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Snoke is still at 15. I'm surprised Snoke is still at 15 when we've seen all these token stuff coming out that Snoke just melts. But
yeah, if you drop Snoke on like turn 6 with the return of Palpatine and just like wipe all the battle droids and clones off the table.
Yeah. Well, they can't even make drones and clones if he's out there. It's pretty wild.
Gross.
But yeah, so if you are in the market for cards right now, especially set 2, set 1 seems to be holding fairly still, but I think set 2 products is getting more available in stores. Like stores have it on the shelves, which is a good thing. So every time I see someone complain that they can't get product, I'm like, I just don't think that's actually true.
Yeah, I think that worry that existed was like super minimal. And I think it's gone away very quickly. The worry of product being available very, very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So definitely some reasonable legendaries on here that you can snag
DJ
for good price.
Was pretty popular. Very popular build around DJ, and he's only $6. Like, that's nothing.
Yep. Darksaber down to 23. Your favorite card, Rule with Respect, is only $1.64.
I can't believe it. That card is bonkers.
I do need to get my playset of Kylos. I don't own any Kylos, so I might snag them after we're done recording here.
Nice.
But yeah, I just think it's interesting. Even the hyperspace versions are pretty reasonable. So Finalizer only $235. That's a big ship, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, I sent this to some friends who have less product and just saying like, hey, now's a good time to snatch some legendaries that you've been waiting on if you don't want to play pack roulette. I think a lot of people like playing pack roulette in general.
Yeah, they do.
There's something about it, which we're going to rip a pack here shortly, but I just wanted to acknowledge this. I am curious. Let me pull up Spark and just see if there's much change there. I mean, Avenger is below 20 for the first time in a while.
Yeah, that's not
Vader
too
holding
bad.
Strong at 55. That hasn't changed much.
What a beast. And Luke at 40. Absolute beast.
Yeah.
Boba 37.
A lot of these. Cunning's still at 32.
I don't think these will go down until there's a reprint for set 1. So next couple months, I guess, actually, because they said October, November, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a hyperspace. There's all your Falcons. I've got a hyperspace Cunning, and I was looking today. I'm like, that's a $50 card, and I'm like,
sell it.
Yeah. So if you're in the market, don't worry, you can still get black ones for $268. So
perfect.
There we go. All right.
Hyperspace Boba. I've got one of those. $57.
Yeah, I only own 2 Bobas, so I was thinking, do I need to snag a third one? But I never feel like I need it. Like I never am like, oh, that's a card I absolutely need to have.
No,
he's
you just
gone
play
down
hero.
a little bit.
You don't need it because you play hero, coach.
Okay, I have 3 premier decks built, and 2 of them are villain right now. So.
And how many times have you played those 2? 0.
Like 3 times. But who's counting? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
All right. Next on my list for us to talk about, there's a big old event out in Spain, and wouldn't you know it, but it was won by Mike's favorite character. I'm gonna share again.
Won by Mike's favorite character.
Here we go.
Asajj Ventress doesn't exist yet.
Okay, current favorite character, but Bossk won a 300-person tournament.
That's awesome.
What do you think about that?
Not just Bossk Blue.
Bossk Blue.
I haven't seen. I don't know if there's gameplay to watch for this tournament. I would love to see it. I specifically want to know how many times he was able to proc top target twice off of Bossk's ability when he's on his unit side. Because I feel like that is pretty huge. Like,
Yeah.
healing that much damage makes it real hard for any aggro or mid-range deck to ever kill you.
Well, like, and you could Vigilance that top target when Bossk is out.
Yeah.
You could, heal an easy 17
It's ridiculous.
on one play. You're like, oh. Yeah, I mean, so a couple things about this. One, there is footage of this. There was no commentary, but it was a YouTube content creator, what was it? El Valle del Jedi. So
Perfect pronunciation.
Thank you. High school Spanish coming in. But you can actually watch games. I didn't continue to watch because there's no commentary. It was a little tough to follow at times, but it is out there and pretty crazy. Because I remember, and shout out to my favorite developer, Tyler Parrott. He said, he tweeted one time that Bossk was a limited leader. And so people kind of pounced on that, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're going to prove you wrong." And look at that. I mean, that's pretty impressive for Bossk to do.
Not only do you say limited leader, but I think he specifically said not someone that he thought would be competitive in Premier. Something along those lines.
Like that. Also, shout out to all the devs. I didn't mean he's actually my favorite. You're all my favorites, for the record. If you're watching this, they're not watching, but if they did, I just want to be clear.
Oh, I definitely have a
favorites.
favorite dev. I definitely have a, and they might know who they are. They might not. I don't know. But I definitely have a favorite dev.
Yeah. So anyways, so Bossk, this seems very similar to that Vader thing that kind of ran rampant in your home state in Florida that one weekend.
Yeah.
When everyone's like, "Oh gosh, Vader won a big tournament." It was pretty crazy control, and this seems very similar, but adding in some new hotness from Shadows.
Yeah, there's no so like the Vader blue deck was very much like either you win by mill or you win by flipping Vader, equipping him with lightsabers and devotions and just like killing your opponent like that. This doesn't have any upgrades in it, so it's similar, but it's a little different too. And I like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah. I should pause here and say if you're one of our audio only listeners, we do have the deck list pulled up on our YouTube channel. So if you want to check that out, please feel free to do so. But I think the introduction of Crate Dragon in this shell is pretty nasty.
Yeah.
How debilitating does it feel to see Avenger followed by a Crate Dragon?
Yeah.
You're just okay, scoop. There's no coming back.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, like, if Bossk can get the healing off to make it to late game where he just, like, super laser blast or Palpatine into Crate Dragon, I think it's tough to win after that.
Yeah. Do you happen to notice those 3 Sparker Rebellions in the sideboard?
Oh, yeah, real spicy. It's for those
For 6.
It's for the other hard control matchups, for sure.
He was paying 6 resources for that Sparker Rebellion.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. If it's a mill, like, he has restock, he has 3 vigilances, so he's definitely got the like mill package there. And if you're playing against another mill package, you slide those in and you just rip their vigilances for 6.
Yeah, or their restocks.
Yeah.
Pretty wild. These are the things that I was looking for when they announced the game and the whole aspect thing and aspect penalties in general. This is what I was excited to see, of like some random winner who had some off aspect like nonsense that nobody, like, if you were sitting and you were playing against Bossk Blue, and you didn't know this was game 2, like, you didn't, I don't know if it was open deck list or not, but if you're just sitting there and then all of a sudden you get sparked out of nowhere, you just sit there like, all right.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Not on my bingo card today.
I'm not huge on that, like, strategy, because, like, if you rip their restock and they don't have a way to rip yours, you just auto win the mill matchup because you just cycle stuff. But it's also going to take forever to play that entire match. Like,
yeah.
Like, you might draw. So I don't like that strategy in general. Yeah,
I struggle. Like, I was watching some games on YouTube today, and it was an Afra Blue in a recent invitational, and I mean, it was nasty. I mean, it was literally like just the hardest control, and Afra was getting cards off, which it was like, oh, Afra's doing well. I got to watch these games. But it just looks miserable to play with and against. But I don't know how hard control players have that patience to just sit there and and just wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, and then finally you reach this place where like, okay, I win. Like that's pretty crazy. I feel like the sad Han deck that I've been running is like very soft control in some ways, but that's like the closest I could get to what they're doing. So
I think that's one reason I like playing like hyper aggro so much, because it's like I want to win before you ever get a chance to get to that state where you are drawing the game out. And if we get to that state, I know I lost, so I can just scoop, and I don't have to play a 45-minute game.
Yep. Yeah. But I have to tip my hat to the player that won here.
Yeah.
Because to do this in a 300-person tournament, I mean, that was probably 14 to 16 rounds or something like that. I mean, I don't know how many. I should have checked this before, but to do that many times, wow. I mean, no bathroom breaks or snacks between matches for him.
Yep.
But anyway, so congratulations to, I don't know if Brew Braz is the official
Yeah, I have no idea.
person or not, but have you decided what you are taking to PQs?
Oh, absolutely not.
I didn't think
I'll
so.
probably just play whatever I'm hyped for at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just play Boba Yellow since I'm comfortable with it.
Just play some
And
set
it's
3
strong.
proxy decks.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
I'll play that. I'll play with the beta cards. I'll just have a 10 health Darth Vader leader.
Yeah. That was a fun surprise. All right, let's crack a pack. Let's specifically, we did this last time we recorded a podcast, but we did a pack one, pick one. We've been kind of dabbling in a little bit of draft content, so we got some good feedback on it. So we're gonna do it again. But the weird thing about Star Wars Limited drafts is you can't really draft in a vacuum. You have to do it with knowing what leaders you took. So Jay, you're gonna give us 3 leaders. How are you doing this?
All right, so I have all the leaders lined up, 1 through 18. I'm rolling a d20 3 times, and those are going to be the three leaders.
I hope you're rolling 19.
Number 1 is a 3, so that's going to be Finn, your boy Finn. Okay,
Finn,
you got it.
all right.
Finn,
You got Finn.
Finn. All right, 19. So I got to re-roll. 19 again. Cool.
No way.
All right, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I called it.
13. Cad Bane. We got Cad Bane.
All right.
fellas.
Okay, good. We got hero and a villain.
And we've got a 15, which is Dr. Afra.
Wow. Well, first, I need to talk to you about your hero drafting strategy, Jay. Taking Finn and Afra in draft is a bad idea. Okay.
Yeah, it's not great. So basically, we're playing a Cad Bane deck.
Probably. But sometimes you do get stuck with bad leaders, or, they could have opened 2 Afras and,
Maybe you started with taking a Finn just to be silly, and then you took Cad Bane, and you were left with Dr. Afra.
I'm hoping you started by drafting Cad Bane. You got past 2 Afras, and then your third one was Finn, is what happened. So yeah, if you're new to draft, if the leader is a rare leader, typically those are built for Premier because they take a little bit more build around. That's why most of the time they're a little harder to develop a great strategy around. So just be aware of that when you're when you're going to draft. So let's crack this pack. Last time I did this, I pulled a Crate Dragon. Remember that?
Yes.
We were building a Boba deck. All right, let's see.
Look at Finn could be fringe playable.
All right.
Draft.
Okay. I got. Ooh, look, hyperspace, Gar, and hyperspace
Nice.
base.
There you go.
I won the draft already. Okay, here we go. All right, looking at what we got. Can you see that? Ooh.
I can.
Okay, so we got the pirate battle tank. We've got the super commando squad.
Okay.
We've got the clan challengers. Ruthless Assassin. This is an interesting one already because it's just villain, and it is underworld and bounty hunter. Fan Brace, Grapple Shot.
That works with Finn.
Discerning Veteran, another solid little control guy. Yeah. Oh, another hyperspace Van Brace Grapple Shot. So there you go if you're collecting. Slaver's Freighter. This, I feel like I get 18 of these in every draft that I...
Yeah, and they're not amazing.
Nope. Wookiee Warrior. IG-11. Okay, no, that is, especially in draft, a 5 cost that hits for 6 is nothing to balk at.
Ooh.
Zuckuss.
Speaking of, well, I guess you have to have 4 long.
Yeah, Underworld and Bounty Hunter.
Yep.
All right. We got the Kirax Heavy Fighter. I know what it is. Let the Wookiee Win.
Hey, there's our rare.
And Shiny Sinara San.
Okay. She's not bad. I think she's pretty good.
What?
I think she's pretty good.
I don't think I've ever played her in any draft, sealed, or anything. She always gets cut. 3/6. That's
She's good. I like playing her in Kira decks.
I guess that's fine. It's fine. But that bounty deal, 5 to a base. Ugh. All right. So, if I had drafted Cad Bane, Finn, Aphra, immediately going into draft, I'm thinking, I got to draft for the Cad Bane Underworld.
Zuckuss is probably my pick in this one.
So I think Zuckuss is a very solid pick here. You've got a 6/6 with Saboteur. Even if you don't get 4 long, a 5 cost 6/6 in draft is a bomb. That's just.
I think it's good.
It's very, very good. So to me, this feels like an obvious pick one, pack one, pick one.
Yep.
But it doesn't give you much room to change. But I don't know how much you'd want to change in general. I think in a very distant second, I think the Ruthless Assassin is a pretty decent take in.
That probably wheels for you though. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe I don't know. In early packs, I feel like a lot of people take the villain hero stuff only because they don't want to lock in too early.
That's fair.
But it is possible. But this guy, just by playing it turn 1, you've got an instant ping from Cad Bane. If you get any McClunkies, you can do stuff. There's also just weird synergy if you do get some grit stuff where you can trigger that. Oh. Anything else in the pack that you liked?
I think the Van Braces are fine.
I don't like those.
Veteran is fine. You're probably getting the slave or not slave one. What's it called? The
Slaver's Freighter.
Houndstooth is probably rotating around for you if you needed that.
I think a distant second would for me. Yeah, it'd be IG-11 and Discerning Veteran are both really good. Discerning Veteran's good control. IG-11 is just another big threat.
Yeah.
But these are not in yellow villains, so it does sort of
lock you in,
push you toward another card.
I don't think it's even a question though. You're taking Zuckuss in this pack. This pack was not a great pack.
Yeah, it's a little bit clearer that way. I'm trying to think if there's any scenario where you would take Finn and you would say maybe you're just sick of taking. Maybe you're like, I just did 3 drafts with Cad Bane. I need to branch out and force myself. Sometimes I do that where I'm like, I can't play another raid deck.
I totally do.
Yeah. So if you're on, because I just kind of assume you're not going to go Aphra.
Yeah. Not if you have Cad Bane. There's no way you're ever playing Aphra.
So if you're going Finn, what are you taking? Are you taking one of the Van Braces? Or are you taking?
Yeah, probably.
And it fits right in there. Then you get the cool looking hyperspace.
Or the Wookiee dude.
Let the Wookiee or the Wookiee Warrior.
Wookiee Warrior.
Yeah.
Probably what I'll take. The Van Brace is a wheel.
It's very possible that the Wookiee Win will wheel. So you could just say, you know what, I'm going all Wookiees with Finn.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
try to do that.
We're gonna try to do something crazy. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think I mentioned the Slaver's Freighter. I do think having big space units that can hit for 4 with 6 or 5 health is great. With Underworld with Cad Bane, that's also going to be great. But I think you're right. A lot of these will end up kind of wheeling So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Pick Zuckus and then hope that the Houndstooth wheels around. If it doesn't, then you can pick up the Ruthless Assassin if it wheels. If that doesn't, either you're locking into red with IG or locking into green with the Veteran. And not necessarily even locking in. You're just taking good cards, and then if you end up going a different color later.
Yep, totally agree. All right. Well, that's all I had for today's podcast. It's I don't know about you, but I feel like that's like the best podcast we've ever done on this channel.
It's because we don't have all these other nonsense people hanging around that
riding our coattails.
Get us distracted and going down rabbit trails and doing all this extra we don't need to be doing.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the Discord. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.